All right, so there are 51 multiple choice, and we are in volume 2 for the Master Educator, which is the professional development for career education instructors. Chapter 1 is about the educator relationships. Multiple choice. Number 1, a connection or association that people have, or a mutual dealing or working arrangement with others, is referred to as a similarity, B, relationship, C, rapport, D, marriage. Number 2, a master educator will develop a relationship with A, learners and their family members, B, administrative personnel, C, other facility, other faculty members, D, all the above. 3, someone with whom you only communicate occasionally and don't have a relationship with is known as a mere A, acquaintance, B, chance meeting, C, friend, D, associates. Number 4, for a relationship to last over time, A, it takes a very little effort on the part of each of the individuals. B, one person must always give into the request of the other. C, it must be continuous, perpetuated, and requires mutually. D, there is relatively no risk involved. Number 5, it is said that good relationships are built on A, scorn and tolerance, B, reputation and understanding, C, understanding and disdain, D, mutual respect and understanding. Number 6, because you want to be able to satisfy the needs of people, but you cannot always do so, this leads to A, misunderstanding, B, tension, C, emotional stress, D, all of the above. Number 7, when our personal security is threatened, we might not behave well and may react in a way that is A, uncooperative, hostile, or withdrawn, B, angry and suspicious, C, worried, anxious, and overwhelmed, D, all of the above. Number 8, when feeling secure in our environment and our interactions with people, we will A, refuse to give an opinion, B, be reluctant to take help from others, C, take pride in our ability to help others, D, refuse to interact with others. Number 9, rude and insensitive people will be with us periodically. Try to remember A, that at this particular time, these people feel insecure. B, not to let these people get away with it. C, give them an eye for an eye. D, put them in their place. Ten, handling difficult situations can be distressing and drain your energy. Thus, A, talk more, listen less. B, trust in others people's judgment. C, never agree with an angry client. D, respond instead of reacting. 11, when you approach a new student, A, smile and be polite. B, be genuinely friendly. C, be inviting. D, all of the above. 12, communicating is a skill that can be expressed through many tools. As a master educator, you will A, use magnetic boards. B, cultivate effective listening skills. C, use graphs when necessary. D, use all electric devices necessary. 13, when speaking to clients or students, listen to the whole person means A, being eager to hear what the speaker has to say, B, removing any other persons in the area, C, gaining insight on speaker's home life situations, D, considering the speaker's temperament, attitude, emotions, intellect, and speaking ability. 14, when we practice effective learning, we find that it will A, solve problems by allowing the speaker and listener to clarify their own thinking about the topic. B, decrease job performance by taking too much time. C, tune out our own opinions and areas and focus on the speakers. D, distance ourselves from the problem and focus on another task. 15, showing genuine interest in all those you teach can be accomplished with a few short surveys of their interests. 5minute meetings with one or two students each day. C, lunchtime meeting with one or two students each day. D, conference after school. 16, when having a meeting with a student, A, one specific observation about make one specific observation about the student. B, ask if there are any questions or concerns that the student would like to share. C, ask if the student has any needs. D, all of the above. 17, to develop a true relationship with the learner. A, remove any negative expressions from your demeanor and be cheerful. B, know the name of each learner and pronounce it correctly. C, steer the learner towards ideas, conclusions. Don't do all the talking. D, all of the above. 18, master educators will search for ways to meet the needs of the learner. Those needs may include A, the need for acceptance as an individual. B, the need to overcompensate for lack of ability. C, the need to strengthen inadequacy. D, all of the above. 19, a master educator will make learners feel important when they A, project a positive image, B, answer questions correctly, C, demonstrate quality practical work, D, all of the above. 20, all institutions have standards and rules to ensure order in the classroom. However, when a student has made an unwise choice about a past infraction, A, remind the student about the failure to follow the rules at each opportunity. B, make the students feel guilty about past misdeeds. C, the student should not be made to feel guilty about the unpleasant action. D, all of the above. 21, some educators will add a criticism to the praise they offer a student, sending mixed messages. Master educators will concentrate their energy on development of A, giving praise that is well received, B, student self-esteem, C, student self-confidence and respect, D, all of the above. 22, when a reprimand seems to be in order, remember to A, formulate your rebuttals before the student is finished speaking. B, jump to conclusions before listening to the student's response to save time. C, use clarification and caring before confrontation if problems are to be resolved. D, approach the problem with sternness. 23, correcting a learner's performance can be difficult. Of importance is to A, make your instructions clear, concise, and easy to follow. B, give a lot of descriptors and negatives. C, Be highly descriptive about the performance using the word but frequently. D. Ignore correct learner performance. 24. Some educators will gratify their own egos by making students feel inferior, such as by A. Focusing attention on our learners, B. Appropriate use of praise, C. Promoting self esteem, D. Generating student guilt. 25. When educators give too much praise to the learner, A, it can be a deterrent. B, students may feel it as insulting. C, the educator may seem insecure, insincere. D, all of the above. 26, the master educator will make it possible for every student to express personal feelings by ensuring that A, respect full attention is given to the brightest student. B, unrealistic statements are ridiculed. C, questions that do not pertain to the subject matter must not be asked. D, respectful attention is given to an honest expression to an honest expression of the student's attitude, idea, concerns, and doubt. 27. Competition in the classroom should be encouraged. A, within the students themselves rather than with others. B, because it stimulates learning in every learner. C, because it discourages high achievers. D, to put everyone on an equal playing field. 28. One of the most important relationships an educator must develop is relationship with A, guest speakers, B, other educators, C, clients, D, sales representatives. 29. Teamwork is the ability for educators to work together towards a common goal. If you choose not to be a member of the school team, A, you cannot be a loner and appreciate and accept everyone else. B, other educators that cannot relate to you if you purposely set yourself apart. C, you will not get much respect. Educators will genuinely feel more respect for educators who inclusive rather than exclusive. D, all the above. 30. When other educators experience success, A, share in the joy. B, acknowledge the success immediately. C, become an advocate of the achievement. D, all of the above. 31. When a plan or idea must be conveyed to another individual or group who will be working with an idea, it is referred to as the transfer technique. B, transmission of ownership. C, entitlement. D, displaced ownership. 32. Criticizing the work of other educators will A, damage the school's reputation. B, damage your relationship with others. C, ultimately reflect on you. D, all of the above. 33. Speaking off the record, A, is not a good practice. Many staff conflicts have occurred over this practice. B, is highly encouraged because it facilitates communication. C, ensures facts will be shared amongst the team members. D, is a skill that must be practiced. 34. If you're missing information, A, say nobody tell me anything. B, grumble and mutter expletives. C, request more staff meetings and an agenda. D, none of the above. 35. When angry, you should handle a situation by A, walking away and leaving the premises. B, speaking calmly and clarifying your position. Be specific and reveal a sense of responsibility. C, clamming up, leaving things alone. No one will listen to you anyway. D, counting to 10 and think it through. Walk out if you are still upset. 36. Master educators are eager to share information because A, when helping others, educators also become successful. B, they always return information that has been lent. C, it benefits everyone if the information, material, and equipment are not hoarded. D, all of the above. 37, learn to handle criticism with a professional attitude will be beneficial to you. Thus, A, don't whine, cry, or blame others. B, be honest and open, admit mistakes. C, be humble, criticism won't hurt as much. D, all of the above. 38, gossip should not be engaged in by educators because A, speaking negatively about colleagues will make you appear untrustworthy. B, those listening will fear that you will speak the same way towards them. C, you must set high standards for students and yourself. D, all of the above. 39, when instructing change in your institution, A, be forceful and leave tech behind. B, there may be roadblocks ahead of you. You must knock them over. Remember, your ideas are best. C, know that the benefits must outweigh the personal prejudice others, other educators may hold. D, all of the above. 40, it is difficult to be open minded to see the big picture when A, we look at the disadvantage rather the advantage of a new concept. B, we are overly critical of new ideas and change. C, we are not supportive of the new ideas and are not proactive to change. D, all of the above. 41, the educator who is willing to stay abreast of current trends within the field of education. A, feels that our school is different. B, face challenges head on with the intention of resolving them. C, is reluctant to experiment. D, will not look at the future for ways to improve. 42, exercising the right to know and keep others informed will A, cause a staff friction. Only key personnel need to know valuable information. B, remind key people within the institution that they are important and to you and that you rely on them as a source of relevant and valuable information. C, make some staff feel superior and that they are very important. D, turn an ally to a foe. 43, master educators will respond professionally to an unplanned situation. A, situation by A, developing a control mechanism. B, pouting for a planned um, amount of time. C, developing a tolerance for frustration. D, soaking until the situation change. 44, in order to form a powerful network with other master educators, A, the educator will identify problems constantly. B, the educator will present problems to colleagues. C, the educator will assume the responsibility of offering three solutions in every problem. D, all of the above. 45, regarding the curriculum offered in the institution that you are working in, it is to be respected and followed diligently. However, A, follow procedures to implement any needed improvements. B, change the curriculum as you see fit. C, implement the improvement without the approval of the institution. D, all the above. 46, to ensure positive professional relationship with one's superiors. A, present problems to be solved. B, follow the educator position descriptions and duties of the job. C, make superiors aware of others' errors. D, exercise initiative, starting work but do not necessarily finish. 47, those in superiority capacity will find it positive when educators A, pay close attention Two, instructions and essential details. B, provide thorough and accurate reports when required. C, develop and convey self-confidence at all times. D, all the above. 48, the right of parents regarding their children's education records. A, transfer to the student once they reach student who has reached the age of 18. B, are governed by the FERPA. Um, C, transfer to the student who is attending school beyond the high school level. D, all of the above. 49, the law allows schools to disclose records without consent. To A, the appropriate parties in connection with the financial aid to the student. B, parents when the student who is over 18 is still a dependent. C, accrediting organizations. D, all of the above. 50, master educators should be ambassadors of goodwill for the institution they represent by influencing public's attitudes towards the cosmetology school. Educators share a lesson, the lessons being taught. B, the various services and products that are offered by the school. C, the type of teaching strategies used. D, the type of procedures taught. 51, public relations can be approached from many angles. By providing services to the community, A, you have established a positive professional relationship that will serve students in the institution. B, you will deplete your inventory. C, you will have a difficulty rebuilding your regular clientele. They will not be there will not be enough students to go around. D, all of the above. So one was B, two was D, three was A, four was C, five was C, six was D, seven was D, eight was C, nine was A, 10 was D, 11 was D, 12 was B, 13 was D, 14 is A, 15 is B, 16 is D, 17 is D, 18 is A, 19 is D, 20 is C, 21 is D, 22 is C, 23 is A, 24 is D, 25 is D, 26 is D, 27 is A, 28 is B, 29 is C, 30 is D, 31 is A, 32 is D, 33 is A, 34 is C, 35 is B, 36 is D, 37 is D, 38 is D, 39 is C, 40 is D, 41 is B, 42 is B, 43 is C, 44 is C, 45 is A, 46 is B, 47 is D, 48 is D, 49 is D, 50 is B, and 51 is A. We have completed chapter 1. In volume 2, which is educator relationships. And I will see you around in chapter 2, volume 2. I am Tiffany, your dynamic instructor.